Not an artist's impression. These, the simulation was actually made from the SpaceX engineering CAD models. So this is not, it's not just, well, this is what it might look like. This is what we plan to try to make it look like.
Musk did not mention radiation anywhere in his speech. Only during the Q&A session, when a member of the audience raised this concern, did he say anything about radiation.
Hi, Elon. Lauren Grush from The Verge. You talk about how the Mars colonization architecture is meant to serve as a backup plan.
Man, there's so many mics here.
Yeah, if you can see me.
Okay.
The Mars architecture is supposed to serve as a backup plan for humanity, but you didn't touch much on how you will keep humans safe on the way over there from either deep space radiation or how they will live on the planet. Can you give us some insight into the life support systems, habitats, stuff like that?
Sure. I mean, my view on the radiation thing is that there's certainly some risk of radiation, but it's not deadly. There'll be some slight increased risk of cancer, but it's I think relatively minor. You need to have some shielding, particularly if there's a solar flare or sort of a big any kind of sort of solar storm. We'd want to basically point the rocket at the sun and maximize your shielding effect. Point the rear of the rocket at the sun so you maximize your shielding effect and have the passengers cluster around a column of water. But I think the radiation risk there is relatively small. Once you're on Mars, obviously you cut your radiation in half just because you've got the planet shielding you, and then there's at least some atmosphere. And I think then what you could construct over time is an artificial magnetic field to deflect high-energy particles. So I actually think the radiation thing is it's often brought up, but I think it's not too big of a deal.
I had hoped that after all my videos on this subject, that Musk had got the message and realized his column of water was not going to work. But sadly, it seems my attempts to reach him have failed. He still thinks only a column of water pointed to the sun will be sufficient to protect the astronauts against the radiation. You need to shelter all sides of the capsule, because the solar flares are deflected in all directions by the sun's magnetic field. For example, on January 27, 2012, a solar flare erupted from the sun in the direction pointed away from both the Earth and Mars. But the solar particles ended up reaching both of these planets anyway, as they fell along the sun's magnetic field lines in that direction.